Hello everyone, I want to try my hand at image transfer today for the prompt that we've got going on in the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, and for anybody that wants to follow along with this prompt and share their ideas. I'll leave the link to the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, in the description box below. Now I want to try a couple of different ideas, but I'm going to start off by doing photograph image transfers. These are some photographs that I have printed out on my Inkjet printer. These were photographs that I took whilst we were on holiday in Spain, and it's street art in Granada. I mean, how fabulous are these? Now, these photographs were taken at night, and so I've decided to enhance these on my iPhone. So these are the original images, and I've just enhanced these, made them bolder and brighter. So I'm hoping that these will transfer a bit better than the originals. I don't know, I've never tried this before, so you know, this could all go horribly wrong. But you can see that this image here is a lot brighter, and this is just using the photo app on my iPhone that I've used. So what I'm going to do is just trim away the borders, and let's give this a go. I've decided I'm going to try and transfer this image here first, and I've cut myself a piece of 160 GSM cardstock. For those of you who are interested, this is just regular Hobbycraft A4 card, white, 160 GSM, acid free, and I've cut it about 3/4 of an inch wider than my image all the way around. Okay, so let's try and transfer this image. Now you can also see that I've made myself a border using some cheap washi tape. This is just cheap washi tape from the pound store or somewhere like that. So I've just popped some of this all the way around, and I'm going to use matte medium as my transfer method. So I've got the Winsor & Newton Galleria matte medium. Mod Podge I'm sure would work just as well, but I'm going to apply a generous amount all over my cardstock. And I'm just going to rub it on with my finger just so that I can feel how much matte medium I've got on my background. You need to make sure that the whole of the area is covered, because if you've got any areas that don't have glue on them, then your image won't transfer. So I just think that using my finger is the easiest way to do it, just so that I can feel where the glue is, and you need a generous amount here. And now I'm just going to add my image. So let's pop this down, and I'm going to use a bone folder just to make sure that that's adhered properly, and to get rid of any air bubbles as well. And I'm just going to leave this to sit for about 2 minutes, just for the glue to grab. Let me just wipe off that glue. I'm using parchment paper here, if anybody's wondering as well. And let me also wipe the glue off my bone folder as well. I'm going to need to give this a good wash once I've finished. But you can see that I'm just making sure that that's stuck down properly, and that it's nice and flat without any air bubbles. And I'm going to leave this, as I've said, for about 2 minutes. This has had 2 minutes, possibly 3, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm going to try and peel this away from the background. So I'm just going to start off at one of the edges, and here we go, it's starting to peel off. So I'm just going to peel the first layer of paper off, just like this, and this should come off relatively easily. Just be really gentle about this. You do not want to rub too hard, or you'll rub your image off. So I'm just, you know, gently rubbing this with my finger. So here we go. So you can see that it's starting to peel off really quite easily. We've still got more paper underneath, which we're going to have to remove, but again, that should be fairly easy to do. So that's the first layer of paper off. Now you can see it's still really milky because we've got more paper underneath. I'm just spraying this with regular tap water, and I'm just going to start rubbing really gently, and this is where you need to be really gentle with this. Just start rubbing to try and remove the next layer of paper off. Here you can see it's coming off really easily. You can see the flakes of paper. This doesn't take very long at all, but it is a bit messy. So you might want to do this on a tray or something that you can maybe take to your sink for easy cleanup afterwards. But, you know, as I've said, just be really gentle about this, because otherwise you'll rub right through to the original paper underneath. And you can tell, like here, I can tell that I've gone right through all the paper layers, and it starts to feel really, really smooth. So just keep going, being really gentle about this, and you really can feel when you've got all of the paper off. I'm just going to give this a quick dry with my heat tool, just so that I can see whether I've got any more paper that I need to peel off. You can tell, but I've still got a layer of paper. You can see where it goes, milky white. So I'm just going to wet this again. Let's just try in one area here, and I'm just going to try and remove more of that paper and just keep going. It doesn't take very long at all, but as I've said, you know, I can't stress enough, just be gentle about this, because if you rub too hard, you'll just take your image away. Oh, I kept rubbing for a couple of minutes more, and you can see that I've gone through right to the under paper here and in a couple of spots here, and I'm not worried about it because this is a grungy looking image anyway. I can still see that I've got a couple of bits of paper here, but I'm going to show you a way to hopefully fix that. And of course, because my background is black, I can always go over this with a black pencil or pen anyway. Just taken all of the masking tape off, and now I'm going to use a charcoal pencil and just try and disguise these little areas. In fact, there was only one on that side. I thought I had two. And this one here as well. And then we'll finish off this gorgeous print. I love it. It just looks so grungy and gorgeous. I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. I'm so happy with how that's turned out. Now I've covered up my little boo-boo there. I did end up using a Stablo All and just blending it out with my charcoal, but you can't really see where I peeled away that paper. And I'm just going to seal it using some cheap hairspray. I've got this Silvercrin, is that how you pronounce it? Silvercrin hairspray. And I'm just going to spray some of this all over the top. Just like this, and I think that's going to disguise and just brighten where I've still got some of the paper underneath. Okay, so whilst I'm waiting for the hairspray to dry, I'm going to try another technique. I've got an overhead projector sheet here. For those of you that don't have one of these, let me give you a couple of other options. You could also use a laminating pouch. So this is what the laminating pouch looks like, that goes through your laminator, or you could use one of these ring binder pouches here, these plastic ring binder pouches. Oh, I've got two here. You might want to put a piece of A4 copier paper inside one of these just to stabilize it, and you would want to cut off this this punched edge here as well. But what I am going to do is feed this into my printer. So I'm just going to pop this in, and I'm just going to print another page out. Oh, my inkjet print is hot off the printer, so I'm just going to attempt to line this up with this piece of cardstock. Let's see if I can do this. That is not too bad. I'm just going to use my bone folder again. Now this time I flipped the print on my iPad just so that the text is the right way round, because of course last time I did it, I'll show you once the print is dry with the hairspray, but you know, you could see that the text was the wrong way round. By flipping it, now the text is the right way. That looks absolutely fabulous. So let's lift this up and see what we've got. Has this worked? Woohoo! Just look how cool that is. Oh my goodness me. I am so happy with myself. Okay, so let's try one more really easy technique, and this is the packing tape technique. So you can see that I've got some sellotape, wide sellotape here, and what I'm going to do is start off, well, I was going to start off in the middle, but that's not going to happen because it's already stuck to the image, and that's fine, it doesn't really matter. But what you want to do is just you see it's static, and that's why it's sticking. You want to overlap and not leave a gap. If you leave a gap, you'll end up with several different pieces rather than one image that's intact. So I am just going to, let's have a look, just overlap this and cover the whole of the image in my packing tape. So I've just got this bottom bit here to do. Let's do this. Here we are. So all of that now is covered in packing tape. Let me just peel this up from my background. Come on, up you come. And I'm just going to trim around the edge. You can see that I've just got far too much tape, so I'm just going to trim but leave a border. And now that I've got my packing tape on, I'm just going to burnish the image down like this, just to make sure that that tape is firmly stuck. Firmly stuck. Here we are, just like this. Now to get the image to lift, I'm going to soak it in a bath of water. So I've just got a metal tray here, and I'm just going to stick my image in like this, and I'm just going to leave it to soak for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes or so. So let's just pop that in there. In fact, actually, if I put my gel medium on top, that will weight it down. I'm going to remove the backing in the water. So I'm just going to use my finger here to rub really gently. In fact, if I roll, hopefully more of it will come off. You can see it's starting to roll off just like this. Don't press too hard because that way you'll just go straight through to the image and remove it right back to the sellotape, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to be really gentle and take my time to remove the backing. How my image looks, and you can see that I've got it soaking in water again. I've chucked all of the previous water with all the flaky bits away down the sink, and now I'm just going to continue to rub away the backing. I don't think there's very much left, and I'm just going to be really gentle about this. Do not press too hard. If you rub too hard, you're just going to go straight through to the sellotape. You just want to be really gentle about this. And as I said before, you can feel when the paper has gone. So I'm just going to keep rubbing. You can see all the bits in the background. There isn't really very much. Much easier to do actually in the water bath. And so as soon as I've finished doing this, I'll be straight back. So I've just dried the back and I'm just going to pop this down here like this. The glue will be sticky once this has dried. Let me just wipe these bits off. And I'm just going to leave this for a few minutes, just until this is completely dry. So this image is now dry, and I'm just going to pop it down onto a piece of book paper. It's translucent, so hopefully we'll be able to see the book paper underneath. I'm just going to stick this down. Just look at that, you can see it. That's just gorgeous. And again, I'm just going to rub this with my bone folder just to make sure that that sticks. I haven't added any extra glue. This is just the glue that was already on the sellotape. Of course, now that it's dried, it's sticky again. How cool is that? I have to say that was a huge amount of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this technique, and I hope it's given you some ideas and inspiration, and that you feel inspired to give this technique a try. And of course, if you've enjoyed my video, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, but most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.